aha moment. I think you know what I mean. When the light bulb goes off and you get that rush of energy and you just know you've learned. It's a remarkable feeling. You see, I am a teacher, a professor, and a scientist. I have been studying, learning, and the aha moment nearly my entire life. And what I've come to understand is we're halfway there. Education has done an extraordinary job of teaching for intelligence. This is logical thinking that helps us find the right answer or determine the best solution. But there's a missing half. That half is creativity. This is open-ended thinking, staying curious to imagine all of the possibilities. Now, of course, creativity is the arts. But today, thanks to advances in technology, especially neuroscience, we know creativity is more, much more. Today, thanks to research, we know creativity is how humans learn. We know that creativity is how humans adapt and cope. And we know that creativity is how we problem solve. Most important, we now know that everyone is creative, and everyone can be more creative through education and practice. Best of all, when we educate for creativity, not only does innovation improve, but so does well-being. When we practice creativity, we actually feel better. The evidence is so overwhelming and hopeful that as a teacher and a scientist, I cannot ignore it. Through my research, I have the opportunity to interview hundreds of individuals following creativity education. What they report is profound and inspiring. They share that creativity education makes them more motivated and confident. They feel more balanced and in control. Creativity helps them to articulate their strengths, and when they do encounter obstacles or weaknesses, they don't panic. They lean into their creativity, use the skills that they have, and create meaningful change. So how? How do you practice creativity? Today, I would like to share with you 3 practices that I use daily to hone my own creativity. And because creativity is best learned through music, a powerful learning tool, I set these to music. And today, I'd like to share those with you. The first practice. Feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel. Give it a try. Feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel. Feel, move, think. We used to believe that learning was a thinking process. Turns out, it's a feeling process. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're about to create learning that the stove is hot. The first thing you do is feel the heat. Second, you move your hand. Third, you think, ouch, that's hot. Feel, move, think. You just created learning. Now you know the stove is hot. Let me explain what happens in the brain. Your senses gather information, and they deliver that information to your amygdala. This is an organ deep inside your brain, and your amygdala's job is to usher thinking into the correct area. Now, because you've just burned your hand, that's painful, it's a negative emotion, your amygdala will send your learning to your lower brain. This area is perfect for survival. Now, if your senses would have sent information to your amygdala, and the amygdala would have felt that it was positive, it would have moved thinking into your prefrontal cortex, an area that's perfect for complex learning and creativity. So how you feel matters, which leads me to our second practice. What has my attention? Give it a try. What has my attention? We used to think that we only learned occasionally. Turns out, we learn every moment of every day. The process is called neuroplasticity. And this superpower allows us to create and recreate our learning moment by moment. So what has your attention matters, because what has your attention determines how you're going to feel, which ultimately determines what kind of learning you create, which leads me to my third practice. Be curious, creative. Give it a try. Be curious, creative. We used to believe that emotions were innate, something we were born with, out of our control. Turns out, we learn emotions like everything else, meaning each time you worry, you get better at worry. Each time you practice joy, you get better at joy. Now, why do I remind myself to be a curious creative? If creativity had a favorite emotion, it would be curiosity. When we are intentional about how we feel, we can control what we learn. Feelings of wonder, awe, and surprise rush thinking to our prefrontal cortex, where creativity thrives. So, I have a little surprise for you. The only thing better than practicing creativity on your own is to practice it with a group of people. After all, we are all connected by curiosity. So I'm going to invite you to practice a little creativity right now. Over here, would you be our feel, move, think? Let's try. Feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel. Yeah, don't be shy, that's perfect. Right here in the middle, you're gonna be the next one, like this. What has my attention? Give it a try. What has my attention? Keep going. What has my attention? Last time. What has my attention? Bravo. You know what over here is going to be, right? Here we go. Be curious, creative. Let me hear you. Be curious, creative. Again, be curious, creative. Last time, be curious, creative. Here's the surprise. These little practices are actually a 3-part harmony. Are you ready to feel a wonder, a little awe? I'm curious. I don't know if this is going to work. But let's give it a try in the spirit of creativity. Here we go. You're going to keep on going. Here we go. Feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel, move, think. What has my attention? What has my attention? Be curious, creative. Be curious, creative. Feel, move, think, feel, move, think, feel. Yes. I challenge you. Give these practices a try. Ask about creativity education in your place of work and in your school. When we educate for both creativity and intelligence, everyone gets better at aha moments. Everyone learns that creative ahas are not happy accidents, but a power we can hone. A power in this time of artificial intelligence that makes us uniquely human.